Welcome to the Library of Awakening, hosted by CyberX, a space where curiosity meets courage and ideas come alive. Here we explore the thoughts that challenge, inspire, and sometimes even unsettle us, because growth often begins with discomfort. I know some of the perspectives that I share may be as challenging for you as they once were for me. But isn't that the beauty of exploration? Every perspective, no matter how unconventional, has something valuable to contribute to it if it's shared. Knowledge is not absolute, it's a living, breathing phenomena, shaped and reshaped over time. The important thing is not always be right, but to always be curious, explore freely, share boldly, and learn deeply. And don't rely solely on others to validate your discoveries. Stand firm in integrity, even in the face of criticism. Remember that growth always means embracing the humility to admit when we're wrong. Learning from our errors is not a setback, it's the very essence of our progress. So, welcome to the journey. May this space inspire you to ask questions, explore the unknown, and most importantly, to awaken. This is the Library of Awakening. Let's begin. Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Library of Awakening. In today's video breakdown, we're going to be diving into this book by Michael Feeley titled The Ancient Code, A Serpent Fire. This book is jam-packed with third eye awakening and enlightenment. I cannot stress enough, this is definitely one to have on your bookshelf. Now, welcome back to the platform. We do appreciate the love and the support. Before we dive in, I just wanted to take a second and ask that you guys, if you enjoy me reading chapters from the books that I have in my collection, that you smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the platform, as we are attempting to grow our Rumble page this year. Again, I'm going to be choosing random books from the vast collection that I have. This isn't even a screenshot of all the books that I have, hundreds upon hundreds of books. We're going to be diving in and bringing perspectives to your attention that the mainstream will never really cover and talk about. And so in today's video, we're going to be jumping into this book. Let's just share real fast where you guys can get this book. I always want to give credit where credit is due. And so this book is available on Amazon. It is obviously, of course, not any of my personal work. So here is the book right here, like I mentioned, by Michael Feeley, who, according to Amazon and written in his book, he talks a bit about this, especially in his intro and in some of the chapters, that he is or was a former UK police officer and an expert witness who uses 17 years of evidence gathering and investigative experience to decipher a secret and complex world of decoded messages and language used by the chosen initiates who hold the key that unlocks the door of knowledge. So, as I mentioned, this book is super jam-packed, lots of good, valuable, juicy information. I'm not going to sit here and agree that the book is beginner friendly for individuals that haven't already scratched the surface of things like the Anunnaki, the sacred bloodlines, the Illuminati, things of that nature. But still, nonetheless, like I mentioned, a really good, valuable book to add to the collection for further enlightenment on the secrets of the world and our history and where we actually come from and consciousness itself. So let's jump into this book. We're going to be fast forwarding to chapter 5 in this book, titled The Third Dimensional Prison, Life Without Parole. Now, because this book was written in this book was published in 2018, I was unable to find PDFs of this book. As I mentioned, if I can find a PDF version of the books that I read to you guys, I will display it on the screen so that way you all can read along. But this one did not have one that I could personally find, that didn't have like some scammy, fishy link that was going to bug out my computer. So no PDF for today's read. But this is chapter 5. If you guys ever grab the book, definitely a chapter that I would pay close attention to. The only thing is how he starts this chapter off by reviewing a previous chapter. So in chapter 4, he does talk about the sacred family bloodlines, the Illuminati, the Freemasons, and so on and so forth, the initiates, as he calls them, or the global elites, the individual small group of individuals, I would say, that run our world, right? The couple of thousands of individuals that run the billions of people on this earth. So starting off this chapter 5, he does talk about that. So that way there's no confusion. That's what he's talking about. So let's jump into this. So now you know who is behind the concealment of your rightful inheritance, namely knowledge. Let me move on to how they are doing it to us. Before I reveal the greatest deceptions in history in the following chapters, this is done in so many different ways, but it works well, and well is a real understatement. Knowledge naturally advances our soul and consciousness, so it is, at all costs, kept from us all. Another way they keep us within the prison of low vibration is also on a more physical level, which combined with the metaphysical does a good all around job on us. Our body, as is the universe, is a vibratory vessel that can be influenced by outside things. I like that one right there. For example, most music worldwide has been tuned to 440 hertz since the International Standard Organization, or ISO, endorsed it in 1953. Whereas prior to this, it was tuned to 432 hertz, which is a harmonious mathematical tone in sync with the universe. 440 hertz is really a disharmony and an attack on the human subconscious. I will discuss the relevance of Hertz and its connection to our consciousness later on in the book when I take you to Egypt to reveal its mysteries and decode its messages. But suffice to say for now, sound is highly important. If our internal vibrations and frequencies are low, it is much more difficult to connect to higher vibrations and frequencies, and we can remain more isolated, something that these groups are fully aware of. And the groups that he's mentioning there are referring to are again from the previous chapter where he talked about the sacred bloodlines and those of the initiates whom in which he believes are in control of this world. Often low and high vibrations are not compatible with each other and will not connect. There is a theory that changes from 432 hertz to 440 hertz was detected by Nazi propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. He used it to make people think and feel a certain manner, and to make them a prisoner of certain consciousness. Then around 1940 in the United States introduced 440 hertz worldwide. And finally in 1953 it became the ISO 16 standard. There is a belief that the Rockefeller Corporation also had input into this. In a paper entitled Musical Cult Control, Dr. Leonard Horowitz writes, the music industry features this imposed frequency that is herding populations into greater aggression, psychosocial agitation, and emotional distress, predisposing people to physical illness. They knew exactly what they were doing when they altered the frequency of Western music. The powers that be are successfully lowering the vibrations of not only the younger generation, but the general population itself. These destructive frequencies entrain the thoughts towards disruption, disharmony, and disunity. Additionally, they also stimulate the controlling organ of the body, the brain, into disharmonious resonance, which ultimately creates disease and war. Divide and conquer has always worked for them. We have become little more than worker ants scurrying around working for a queen. We go out and work all day to pay for the house that we do not live in because we are out working. And then we have our hard earned money stolen from us by a tax system run by threat and fear. Music has a hidden power to affect our minds, our bodies, our thoughts, and our society. When that music is based upon a tuning standard purposefully removed from the natural harmonics found in nature, the end result may be the psychic poisoning of the mass mind of humanity. I like that one. Music is a hidden power to affect our minds, our bodies, our thoughts, and our society. That one's getting highlighted. Frequency and vibration hold a critically important yet hidden power to affect our lives, our health, our society, and our world. The science of somatics, meaning the study of visible sound and vibration, proves that frequency and vibration are the master keys and organizational foundation for the creation of all matter and life on this planet. Dang, that is a mouthful right there, but that is hard right there. When sound waves move through a physical medium, sand, air, water, etc., the frequency of waves has a direct effect upon the structures which are created by the sound waves as they pass through the particular medium. Every chakra or energy wheel within the human body has a hertz frequency. The crown, the third eye, the double helix code, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root. The chakra system is important when we also talk in terms of consciousness and access to higher knowledge. The third eye, or the pineal gland, diminishes with constant negativity, and our life is full of manufactured negativity, which keeps us locked in the third dimension. I talk extensively about the pineal gland in later chapters, which I'm looking forward to because I do a lot of deep research on the pineal gland. Nikola Tesla once said, alpha waves in the human brain are between 6 to 8 hertz. The wave frequency of the human cavity resonates between 6 to 8 hertz. All biological systems operate in the same frequency range. The human brain's alpha waves function in this range, and the electrical resonance of Earth is between 6 to 8 hertz. Thus, our entire biological system, the brain, and the Earth itself work on the same frequencies. If we can control that resonant system electronically, we can directly control the entire mental system of humankind. And he also said, if you could eliminate certain outside frequencies that interfered in our bodies, this is again from Nikola Tesla, we would have a greater resistance towards disease. And by raising our bodily frequencies, we can assist our immune systems to better fight and overcome disease. Our DNA helixes are musical instruments that are constantly receiving hertz of electrical and the audio currents, which require sound. If that sound is disharmonic, a DNA starts to resonate to external disharmonics. Should the external resonating tune sources in a person of old age that has their DNA viruses resonating to the outside become harmonic, then DNA viruses will remember their coherent PHI like spiral shape and possibly commence regeneration. Since 8 hertz in DNA replication has been described by Scientific America to be behaving as a room temperature superconductor. The use of sound may enable such genetic alchemy. The average frequency of the human body during the daytime is 62 to 68 hertz. A healthy body frequency is 62 to 72. When the frequency drops, the immune system is compromised. Many pollutants lower healthy frequency. Processed canned foods has a frequency of 0. Fresh produce has up to 15 hertz. Dried herbs from 12 to 22 hertz, and fresh herbs from 20 to 27. Essential oils start at 52 hertz and go as high as 320 hertz, which is the frequency of rose oil. Clinical research shows that therapeutic grade essential oils have the highest frequency of any natural substance known to man, creating an environment in which disease, bacteria, virus, fungus cannot live. And this is exactly what is happening. We are being made unwell by our manufactured environment. I like that. Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man tells us esoterically of the 4 bodies of human vibrational existence, which must all be balanced. The man is the physical body, the arms and legs are the dynamic stages of the emotional body, and the box is the confined mind, and the circle is the spiritual body. We have become the squared circle, the infinite brought down into the finite world. Your physical body is the vessel that your spirituality, emotions, and creativity flow through. The physical, emotional, and mental spiritual bodies are literal vibrational fields of energy that overlap and affect each other profoundly. The physical body has a great capacity to inform you when something is wrong or right. It can be positively or negatively affected by the foods we eat, the thoughts we think, and the emotional state that we reside in at any given moment. Feeling a situation as opposed to thinking about a situation is the way to properly use your physical body. This is the ultimate and intended use of the body. The heart will always express itself to you through your feeling physical body. Learning to feel what your body is telling you and responding to those messages is key to finding harmony and balance. This is the vibrational secret of the Vitruvian man. You must learn to feel and understand the multitude of energy signatures or messages that your heart is sending through your physical body. In modern day, people primarily live in their minds, separating themselves from their physical body. Our cells energetically remember everything that has ever happened to you, good or bad, and influence the present. Your emotional body is the sum total of every emotional experience you have ever had and is also your general concerns, pleasures, and desires. Did you know that the word emotions means energy in motion? Where thoughts and feelings go, energy flows. I like that. Emotion means energy in motion. Emotion. Heartful experiences throughout life are energetically held as layers of harmony. Hurtful experiences throughout life are energetically held as layers of memory within the subconscious and unconscious mind, within the body that drive day to day thoughts and feelings. Therefore, if you are not aware of your inner wounds and have not healed these past wounds, you become a prisoner to the negative energetic influences. Have you ever felt yourself exhibiting unwanted behaviors or reacting a certain way that did not feel like your true self? These unwanted reactions are the result of emotional wounds that exist as contracted energy living within you and driving your behavior. Sounds like the vast majority of the population, honest to God, if you ask me, as unfortunate as that sounds. Also, residing within the emotional body is love. When someone is right or good, we feel the joyous moment our heart is communicating to us via our positive emotion. This is the desired state of being. Our life's purpose is the fulfillment of the heart. Honoring all that is positive, passionate, joyful, and harmonious leads to this fulfillment. When we heal the layers of emotional wounds, we then move ourselves to the predominant state of joy and love as opposed to experiencing it in fleeting moments. The mental body is also a powerful dynamic energy instrument. There are two parts to the mental body: the egoist mind, the little mind, and the divine mind. The egoist mind is a powerful tool for creating a harmonious reality or a reality of suffering. It was not meant to be the driving force of our existence, only a tool to be used to direct and achieve our expanded awareness. When its task of setting an intention or forming a desire is finished, which could be in a few seconds, we should then turn this tool off and return to residing within the feeling body. This gives way to experiencing or residing in divine mind or I am presence. As a matter of fact, that kind of reminds me, I am presence, Rene Descartes or Descartes. I think, therefore I am. That's philosophy for you right there. I like that though. Maybe we'll get into that book. Anyways, to carry on, the vibrational experience of divine mind begins as a subtle calming that deepens into the peace beyond understanding. When existing from divine mind, the constant mental churning is surrendered. However, in modern day, the programming of living within the egoist mind prevents this from happening. It is up to you to choose where you wish to reside, in the churning egoic mind or the peaceful divine mind. The circle in the previous picture in the Vitruvian man that we showed represents the spiritual body, which is the infinite doorway to many high vibrational states of expanded awareness, enlightened awakening, and our mystical self. The secret of four bodies of existence is that when the physical, mental, and emotional bodies reach a state of harmony and balance, the higher vibration of spiritual body is activated. I like that because I am a firm believer in that. If your physical, your spiritual, your mental state of mind isn't in harmony with each other, you can't get nothing done. I don't care what it is that you attempt to do, something always outweighs the other, nothing is in balance, and it all kind of falls out of place. Thus begins the ever increasing unfoldment of our spiritual nature that begins to open the doorway into enlightened and expanded states of consciousness. These states of expanded consciousness lead to the direct experience of the light of the soul or soul emerging. Throughout the history of humanity, this illuminated state has been lying dormant, waiting to be discovered. It has always been available to mankind. However, for millennium, man's inhumanity to man has perpetuated the prison of pain and suffering. Leonardo da Vinci spoke in codes, as do those in the know. And within the Vitruvian man are the secrets to our enlightenment, as with all the other pieces of information portrayed within this book. How often do we hear good news on our TVs, our radio, or our newspapers? Not very often, and again, there is a good reason for that. Negative news has a negative effect on the body and our moods. Being surrounded by negativity plummets us into deep depression, and even more negativity, which keeps us at low ebb and unable to lift ourselves sufficiently to want to fight. It knocks the wind from our sails, and this is why we are depressed and deflated, down and easily controllable. He's talking again about the human population. Every thought has the potential to change the chemistry of the body. Our newspapers, our media generally are controlled by very few people, hence why the newspaper central is in Fleet Street in London. Fleet means under the same ownership or control, and this is no mistake. And this is only a small part of the overall attack on humanity. There are many others. GMOs, or genetically modified organisms, are added to food which cause harm and modify the body genetically from within. Fluoride is added to the water, which is known to calcify and block the pineal gland from working correctly and effectively. And then we get the daily clusters of positive loans from geoengineering chemtrails, which then can become negative, causing illness and lethargy when added to the air. Pharmaceutical companies and doctors flood our systems with medication, and the word pharmacy derives from pharmacia, who was a water nymph of the river poison. It means sorcery in other languages. Technology has become a zombie-like distraction, and as we saw in the Nikola Tesla quote, it is also controlling our mental frequencies and taking us away from the connection of a greater kind. But in the same breath, it is causing harmful illnesses. A recent study in Sweden suggests that acoustic neuromas, benign tumors of the acoustic nerve, are twice as common in mobile phone users as those who do not use mobile phones. It's probably hard to come by nowadays. Everybody has a mobile phone. And then, of course, we have the numerous radioactive mass dotted around the landscape. Then we have the illusion of politics, the constant battle of left and right. The thing to remember here is that the left and the right wing belong to the same bird, all in the powers that be, trying everything in a multifaceted attack on many fronts to keep us down and keep us at a low frequency. Now I have briefly spoken about the system that is used against us, and by whom I will now begin to reveal the secrets that have been deliberately kept from us, which once known will put humanity on a level playing field. So here are many of the ciphered codes and meanings that have been concealed from us for eons of time. You already know that mass production and mainstream biblical accounts, so I won't repeat the versions given to us by the church and alike. But in the following chapters, I will tell you what they actually mean, and your knowledge base will elevate as a result. You will know now what they know. That way, they lose their advantage. So if you guys enjoyed the read of that chapter, let me know in the comments down below. Do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. I will definitely see you guys back here in the next episode where we will dive in to another one of the books that I have in my extensive collection, picking apart a chapter, going into perspectives that the mainstream will not bring to anybody's attention to get the brain juices flowing again. Take into consideration that everybody has different perspectives on life and how they approach this information. You can either agree with some of it, you can disagree with some of it. I'm not here to pick a side. I'm here to enlighten individuals and bring this information to people's attention. What you decide to do with it is obviously, of course, up to you. With that being said, many blessings to you guys. I hope to see you in the next episode. As always, be cognizant, be aware out there, and I'll see you guys in the next video breakdown.